comes back to Martinelli, and Martinelli gets the goal. I think he's onside. Yeah, he's onside. He's onside, and he nice heads it in.
VAR though.
Yeah, you know what? It looks like Martinelli goes offside, but I believe he's onside before the header. And I don't know what you call it. It looks like it looks like a foot is closer to the line, and that's one of the defenders. So if you go by the foot, he's onside. There's no way he's offsides there. You can see the foot, the white shoe. Come on. This should be fast, like in usual. For Arsenal, they're going to try to find a way, right? Come on. There's no way they can call this offsides based on what you
Please
can
don't
see.
take this off now, please.
You can't see. You can't see. This is the thing. It's clear and what? Obvious, right?
Clear and obvious.
You can see a foot. You can look down the line. You can see there's a foot ahead of him. And the only players that are there are the defender and the goalkeeper.
The fact that VAR are taking this long, they're looking for a way to not give it.
I mean, what the point is not to do that. The point is it has to be clear and obvious, and it's not. There's no way anybody could have called that one onside or offside and be wrong because it happened so fast. There is no reason this should be overturned. This is ridiculous if it is. You can see it. You can see the leg. Come on. There's no reason to look at it for this long. It's been like 3 minutes.
If it's taking this long, they can't exactly obvious.
We've had calls be looked at like this that should take 3 minutes, and they do it in 20 seconds. There's no reason to have to do this. It's not clear. Come on. And you can see the leg right there. You can see the shin right past him. There's no way. There's no way this should be reversed.
Yeah,
this one is clear, man. Come on. 4 minutes. What in the world's going on? Come on, people.
Disallowed.
This is ridiculous. They can't find it. It's taken 4 minutes, and now you're going to say it's an overturn? How can that happen?
It took so long for that. They were looking to not give that. They were looking for it. And people tell me FA, the Premier League, they're not corrupt.
They can't even see where the defender is, so how can they be clear he's offsides? That's so ridiculous. You have to be able to show somebody that it's offsides. The only way to do that is by showing here's the defender, and they don't put any lines up on the field, right? Because they can't, so it's not clear. So you can't overturn it just because you think it's right. How is that? They can't even see it. Are you serious?
They've guessed. They've literally guessed. The fact it took so long.
And this is where the official. Why can't the official look at this? Right? Why every time it's Arsenal, the official goes over and takes a look, but this time not?
Look at the angle. Look at the angle he looked at as well.
There's no angle to show where the defender is. So how can they make a decision that he's offside?
Number 12, from the angle I'm looking at now, number 12 was in the way of the view of seeing the last defender's foot, and that's the angle they've used. Ridiculous.
And this is where, all right, now this is where the team needs to basically look at what just happened to them and come out firing, man.
As I said, I keep saying it now because it really hacked me off. The fact they took so long looking at that, they wanted not to give it. If you'll see about the rest of the season, similar incidences, or we can't decide basically. We can't tell. You know what? Give the goal.
And it's over. Yeah.
They left it to the last few minutes.
And I did tell you we will get the opportunity to get the 2 goals, and we did, and we didn't finish. We didn't finish.
But we gave 2 goals away. That's the main thing. We played, and apart from the last few minutes there, from the moment Odegaard scored that goal, we did nothing in that game. It's just that was a sort of leap back. Where was that? What we've seen for the last few minutes there, for the entire 90 minutes. Actually playing up the home team, just getting really wanting to take it to the opposition, the away team, and really make them pay for it. Just being the lesser team, so to speak, even though they're beating us today. And yeah, I think that's it for us now in terms of Champions League. Was it 8 games to go? Because we've got a game in hand. With 8 games to go, it is now. They're not down the road are the favourites for this. It's in their hands.
Well, you can't say that yet because they could lose tomorrow or lose today whenever they play.
They kick off in half hour.
Yeah, so they could lose, so it might not make a difference. But I mean,
I hope they do.
The problem is, do we have who is our 11?
Well, there's another thing. Lacazette, what did he do today? Even in the final moments, if you're watching the game on there, literally listening to yourself, the ball. Not once did he hear you or see Lacazette touch that ball. Yet he's finished the entire game. What? Because
Lacazette and Xhaka both finished the game, and both were just as torrid to me as Tavares was in the last 2 games that he's played. They were nowhere. They were just as bad as he was, and they get to finish it off. And guess what? They provided nothing. Nothing.
What are we in a situation with Lacazette now, because he's our only experienced striker and he's a club captain suddenly, that we can't sub him off? That he has to play every game now? That can't be the case. Because if that's the case, we don't. This is why. That's another reason why we're in the situation we're in, because suddenly there's no consequence to his actions, basically. But it's as going to cause friction, because Nuno will be like, well, hang on, you're hooking me off half hour at Nottingham Forest. You're hooking me off after 45 minutes against Palace when I've barely played. But the likes of Lacazette are constantly apart from a penalty, hasn't scored an open play and God knows out over 30 hours of football, and that person's still playing. What? Because he's the captain. The risk of I thought Bennett would actually be somewhat solid today. He was at fault for the first goal. Where was he for that first goal? He left his entire back line completely exposed. And again, the intensity we saw for the last 7 odd minutes of that game, fantastic they did it then, but where was that for the rest of the game? Yeah. If we'd shown that today for the most of that game, we don't lose today. But now, as I say, we're in a position where we're now reliant on Villa doing us a favour tonight, Brentford doing us a favour next week, us getting a result against Southampton, us getting a result against Chelsea somehow, going to United, doing that, Liverpool doing us a favour, us actually beating Tottenham. I think there's too much on it. I think just second a bit of pressure's been put on this team that it's in your hands. They've crumbled.